Some of you already prayed about the spirit of rejection. You cried about it and you asked God to take it away. But it's still there. And it's not that you didn't pray hard enough. It's because rejection doesn't just live in your emotions, it hides in your identity. So today we're going to talk about how we can break the spirit of rejection. So most people try to break the spirit of rejection emotionally. But rejection is a system. It affects how you think and how you interpret people. Also how you show up in relationships. So first we're going to discuss how rejection rewires expectations. So you walk into rooms already assuming that you don't belong. You meet people already expecting them to leave. Now, you're not responding to reality. You're responding to what you think is about to happen. Again, as previously stated, someone doesn't text you back. Your mind doesn't say they're busy, but instead it says, here we go again. That means you're not reacting to people, you're reacting to a pattern. Here's where it gets deeper. What you expect, you create. For example, you feel rejected. So you pull back. So people begin to feel that distance and then they pull back. And now your belief is confirmed. Another example, you feel rejected so you overextend, over-explain, and you try too hard. And then it overwhelms people and then they pull away. And that's when rejection becomes a cycle. Let's bring in Saul again. He didn't just experience rejection, he started thinking like someone that was rejected. And rejection becomes your identity. You don't need people to reject you anymore because you're doing it yourself. Couple of examples: second guessing yourself, shrinking in opportunities, and distrusting good things. You can't walk in purpose while thinking like someone that's unwanted. Now you're probably wondering, well, why doesn't rejection break? That's because most people only address how it feels, but never confront how it thinks. Let's break this down. You can pray and still believe that you're not enough. You can declare, but still expect to be overlooked. So you can't speak against rejection while agreeing with it in your mind at the same time. That just doesn't work. Because being chosen is not a feeling, it's a fact. So now let's just go through some practical ways of how we can break the spirit of rejection. First step is breaking agreement with it. Rejection doesn't stay because of what happened to you. It stays because of what you start believing because of it. What you have to do is identify and cancel the lie. What the lie is: I'm not enough, people always leave, and I'm not chosen. And consciously, you have to reject those thoughts by saying, this happened to me, but this is not who I am. So first, if you don't break agreement with it, nothing else is gonna work. The next step is catching it in real time. And I have caught myself doing this multiple times. Most of the time we deal with rejection after the fact. So we deal with rejection after we have felt that we was rejected. So you have to break it by interrupting it while it's happening. So for example, you feel ignored. So your mind begins to say they don't care. But no, you have to pause and challenge that thought. Another example, you feel insecure. And then you start having that urge to over-explain. Stop yourself right in that act. Because if you keep reacting the same way, you're enforcing that pattern. Breaking it just means a new response in that same moment. Step 3, stop performing for acceptance. So rejection often turns into people-pleasing, over-explaining, and trying to earn connection. That's what keeps rejection alive. To break it by doing the opposite. Say less, not more. Stop chasing validation. Just be okay with being understood. You don't have to be liked by everyone. Because you don't heal rejection by trying to prove your worth. You heal rejection by no longer needing to. This brings us to step 4. Remove yourself from reinforcing environments, because some environments feed rejection, such as one-sided relationships, constant criticism, and emotional inconsistency. Can't break rejection still sitting in places that still confirm it. So stop going to places that make you question your value. Step 5, rebuild your identity intentionally. This is where most people fall off at. You don't just remove rejection, you replace it. Replace it with the word. Like in the last video, John 15:16 say you are chosen, you are accepted, and you are not overlooked. This has to be repeated, not just one time either. Your mind has been trained by rejection, but now you have to retrain it with the truth. Step number 6, stop rehearsing the pain. You keep rejection alive by replaying old situations, talking about it constantly, in identifying with the story actually strengthens rejection. What you're constantly revisiting, you're reinforcing. Breaking it means letting go of the story, not reliving it daily, just choosing not to dwell on it. The last step is building new patterns. You know rejection is breaking when your behavior starts to change. Stop assuming the worst, you stop pulling away, and you stop overcompensating. And instead, you start showing up confidently, you start setting boundaries, and you just start letting things go without overthinking. You don't overcome rejection until you start breaking the patterns. You break rejection by canceling the lie, interrupting the pattern, stopping performance, changing your environment, rebuilding your identity, and creating new behaviors. Rejection doesn't leave because you felt something powerful. It leaves when you stop thinking, acting, and living like it's true. So rejection didn't just try to hurt you, it tried to train you. It tried to train how you think, how you see yourself, and how you show up. Today you have to make a declaration to unlearn it. Once you stop thinking like someone who is rejected, you stop living like someone who is. Rejection is not your identity, and it doesn't get to stay in your life anymore. So if this spoke to you, type in the comments that rejection is broken. Don't forget to share this video with someone who may be struggling with the spirit of rejection, as well as subscribe to this YouTube channel to support the mission. Amen. And remember, God is within you. You will not fail.